Good evening, us tribe. We're back in the building. This is your girl Dre.
And Renee, what's up?
What's up? Yo, episode 15.
15.
Hey.
Dude, this is 15. This is Vince Carter in his prime.
Yes, half man, half amazing.
This is Vince Carter dunk contest arm in the rim before everybody start doing it.
Exactly. So we gotta say, like, this is our episode 15. As everyone have their Jordan year, the 23rd year. This is the episode 15. This is the 15th. So we're gonna take a quick pause while we gather our notes together.
Hey family, it's Renee. Are you guys looking to learn firearm safety, or do you want to just get in shape with you and 9 of your friends? If so, make sure you get it from BodyBioTactical.com. Let him and his team get you into fighting shape. Not only is it affordable, he comes to you. Again, that is BodyBioTactical.com.
All right. So we're back. So what's that? What's today's topic? What we talking about today?
Woo, girl, you ready for it?
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
We are talking about the Oedipus and Electra concepts in the black community.
Ooh. I think some of y'all folks gonna be upset, but we like to bring the fire, we like to bring the truth, and that's what we're gonna do tonight. Cause we're seeing too much of it, and we're gonna break it all the way down.
Right, and I just want to put out there we are not psychologists.
No.
Okay? We are just people watchers.
No, we're not psychologists by training, but we are the urban social scientists. So, we people watch, we, assess, and we try not to do the diagnosing. We keep that to the clinical psychologist folks and the psychiatric folks. So y'all can have all that.
Right.
All right, you want to kick it off for Ace?
All right, well, first, let's talk about what exactly is Oedipus and Electra. Well, the Oedipus complex comes from Sigmund Freud, and anytime you hear his name, you just know it's nasty, okay? Because he was all kind of perverts and all this, that, and the other. But it's a term used to describe a child's psychosexual stages of life. So, like a little boy who's just enamored with his mother. Everything mom does is right. And when his father comes around, he gets jealous. He doesn't want the father to have anything to do with the mother. And the Electra complex is the same thing, but it's directed at little girls, where you have the little girl who she desires all her father's attention. And when the mother comes around, she gets very jealous.
Right, exactly. And also, it's interesting to know that the Electra complex was actually, proposed by Carl Jung. So anytime you hear him, he's the neo-Freudian. So anytime you hear him, what we say is going to be something nasty. So some type of psychoanalyst, that he's going to get into. And then we talk about the psychosexual development. If you guys ever took psychology 101, you heard of these folks. With the psychoanalyst piece, people are actually in psychoanalytic therapy for like 20 years. And like, folks, I'm like, y'all don't ever hail from that one topic. So just have to put that out there.
No, I mean they don't, because we talked about it before. Because like if you're exposed to sex or like sex situations too early, you that scars you. That really messes you up.
Definitely. It really does mess you up. And also too, you're stunted in your development. So you're stunted in your psychosexual development stages, and then you start thinking like, okay, me being promiscuous is normal, because a lot of times we are normalizing it in our community. And then you have someone that's like, nah, that's not normal. What happened in your in your background, your childhood? Then you're like, oh, okay, this is what happened. So yes. So let's get all the way into it.
All right, kick it
Man.
off.
So, like, we decided to do this, episode because we see a lot of issues that goes on with mother. It's particularly, I would say, black moms and black sons. He's my king. And then they let their friends sexualize the son. He's so handsome. He's gonna be my husband.
He gonna be sexy when he grow up.
Right, he's gonna be sexy, but don't forget, let's not add, but he might not be shit because his daddy ain't shit.
Yeah.
So we have pretty much already traumatized this 1 year old by sexualizing him, demoralizing him, and saying he's not gonna be shaped because you decide to procreate with old boy. Things didn't work out, and then you have the son. And a lot of times, let's be honest, black women don't want to have sons.
That's true.
They rather have daughters. But when I see people like on, like social media, oh, my son is my king, and you see this 2 year old in a button down polo shirt with these pastel polo shorts, that's your son, honey, not your
Right.
husband.
Like I was telling Dre earlier. I was like, man, put that little boy in a Batman t-shirt. Get him some light up Spider-Man shoes. He'd be okay.
He will be okay. You're spending all this money to pretty much,
Take a picture.
hurry. Yep, to take a picture, and also too to like you're making him grow up quicker than he is. Then when the dad's not there, oh, you're the man of the house at 2 years old, honey.
Hmm.
He's still in pull-ups. He's still developing his, ABCs, his colors. He's still trying to distinguish what's going on. But when you grow them up, see, we also too, you know, um, sexualize our black boys. And, a lot of times we don't realize it by saying certain slick stuff and letting your friends say slick stuff.
Right. And let's talk about what I like to call the replacement husband syndrome. You might have laid with this guy and this your son comes from it, and well, when the guy leaves, well, he looks just like his father, so he can be my husband.
Child, oh my God.
Or the see, this goes one of two ways. When a black woman has a failed relationship and a son is the result of it, he's either going to be her replacement husband or he's going to be resentment, or it could be some strange combination of both.
Mm-hmm. And when you do see the strange combination of both, and especially when they get to an age of adulthood, that's scary because they really have to go and ask their mom for everything. Should I date this woman? You don't look like my mom. You don't act like my mother. You don't cook like my mother. Those are like examples to me now, in my opinion, of the Oedipus complex because the mother didn't allow the son to grow, to
Hmm.
have his own decisions, to formulate, okay, what do you like, or, what do you want in a woman? Because it's like, well, that's my son. He's my, like you said, replacement husband because they didn't, formulate their own development, right? They're stuck in their development because they're bitter because of the breakup with the child's father. And then you see a lot of that. And then you see them single, bitter, and then when the son does go off and try to have his own life, she's gonna hate every woman
Yeah.
in the path. You don't. It could be the most dopest woman ever. You can have 10 degrees. You can have a banging body, be flawless. She's gonna find something to hate you because you're taking away her replacement husband.
Exactly. And that resentment is going to fester both ways, especially if it's in a long term relationship, to where the man's going to have to just choose, do I want my wife or my girlfriend or do I want my mother?
Right, exactly. Now let's go deeper into that as far as with signs that people can notify and see in regards to the replacement husband. So what are some signs you think that people have to be watchful of, self-aware of self if they're the son, and self-awareness for the woman who is in a relationship with said guy?
If his mother guilt trips him, that's a red flag.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Definitely. I would definitely say if he cannot have a adult conversation with his mother and like stand up for himself, or let's say stand up for his significant other or spouse, that's definitely a red flag.
Hmm.
Also, I noticed too with these type of moms, they're very controlling. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I did. I went to school with this guy, and he had today's term would be a helicopter parent. The ones that are always around, this, that, and the other.
Right.
And his mother was very, very domineering. He asked one girl, I want to say it was like the spring dance or something, and then she told him no. Basically, she was like at the school. She said, "You're not going to the dance with her."
Whoa.
You want to talk about that boy was so embarrassed.
Yeah, because those type of moms, they will embarrass you no matter where they're at. They will embarrass you, the son, and also the potential young lady that he's dating.
Right.
To the point you gotta clutch your pearls. Like, I know this ain't your mama out here trying to embarrass me too. I ain't her child.
Yeah, see, like it comes a certain age. Like I noticed that when sons who have those type of mothers, when they hit about 16 or 17, one of two things happens. He either crumbles under down the pressure, or he's gonna try to, stand up and be a man.
Right. Exactly. That too, and also let's add this other, topic in there too. These type of moms also are not trying to co-parent with the dad.
No.
You have to. This is I always stress this with anyone. Try to figure out a way to co-parent with the father. Whether it's through mediation with one of his family members, your family members, because you guys have a long time. See, people say, "Oh, I only got 18 years with homegirl." No, you got a lifetime. You
Right.
have to learn how to co-parent, to communicate, and be what mature. But it also takes two mature people, right? And you have to get out your differences. Like, well, he got old girl over there. You can't worry about what old girl's doing because he may not be with her. But if it's his wife, y'all gonna have to learn how to co-parent and you not have this replacement husband. You have to find you some business. He already done found him some business, and y'all just have to make it work for the child, especially when it comes to black boys, because as we talked about last episode, they need strong male figures in their life that's not going to take advantage of them. And you can't be in the way of, well, because your bitterness is blinding you from, letting your child grow.
Right. And I want to share another situation that I saw. Um, it was this lady. Okay, she had two sons. One was one looked like her, and one looked like, I presume, the father. The one
Mm-hmm.
who looked like her was well taken care of. But
Mm.
the one who looked like the father, I mean, he just looked like he was, oh, hand me down Hank.
Mm.
So, whatever issues that she had that she was take that whatever issue she had with the father, she was taking it out on the son that resembled him.
Right. Right. And you see that so many times. You see a lot of neglect and abuse, especially if they look like the dad, and especially the dad who, left. And they take it out on the child by, not combing their hair, not going to the
Mhm.
barber shop, not letting them participate in some type of sport, especially if the sport the dad like, right? Or the dad
Right.
played. Malnutrition, all type of things. So those are signs to look at for. And if you, let's say you have a homegirl that's doing this, have a conversation with her. Like, yes, and she may not listen, but sometimes, we have to step in and go to level 10 because that's actually grounds for, having your child removed and placed into dad's care. And I'm seeing a
Right.
lot of that. I'm seeing a lot of, a lot of children being removed from moms because they are blocking the father, and the father has to go to court and get custody, but they're paying child support.
Right. Or the father has to go and like get some kind of court order to see his child.
Yeah, which can, I mean, I can imagine that could be stressful. So,
Right.
oh Lord.
And another thing that I want to talk about is like when you have this 13, 14, 15-year-old son that you've coddled his entire life, and then you're like, okay, well, he's getting to a point where he's more independent, and you bring another male into the house that's your partner. This goes one of two ways. Either the partner and the son are going to butt heads constantly, or the mother is going to say, well, I have no need for you to be my replacement husband. I have so and so now.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do with those feelings? Because either way, the son is going to be hurt, right?
Right.
And what do you do with those feelings? Do you let him stay hurt and then when he gets, let's say, 18, what they say, when he's smelling himself, he's,
Mhm.
looking to court. Yeah, I brought out the old school word. When he's looking to court a young lady. See, because we're not just raising, our sons, we're also raising, hopefully, productive, healthy, black boys turning to men that, maybe one day will be a husband. And then he's
Right.
bringing all this drama, all this trauma onto his future wife, and all it is just repeating a cycle.
Yeah, it is. Because see, he's gonna take out that frustration he has with his mother on every woman he encounters,
Right. And we all know a dude or two who's like that.
or three or four. You know, like, there's every woman has come across one.
Yes. Yes. Every woman has come across or dated a gentleman who has so much mommy issues. And we don't, we always talk about daddy issues. We have a lot of men out here who have mommy issues. And we, like about, oh, he's a mama's boy. Sometimes old boy got mommy issues. And once I said it before, his development had got stunted. Here he is trying to date somebody, and he's just bringing all type of ruckus to this woman's life. Then you got the mama adding on to the fire because then it's, I want you to be my mother. Then, oh, I don't want you dating my son. Or let's say you get married to old boy, then it's a problem. The mother-in-laws always have an issue. If you
Yeah,
have a great mother-in-law, shout out to you, like major shout out to you. But it's so many articles, books on how to deal with mother-in-laws. You can barely see that with dad-in-laws, but mother-in-laws, because they haven't, once we said before, moved on with their lives. They're still stuck in that bitterness, and now the bitterness is turned to the daughter-in-law or the girl that he's dating, and hopefully one day they'll get married. So you're not just raising your son; you're raising, hopefully one day a husband, and someone has to deal with his shit.
that you piled on to him.
Right. And if you guys don't either figure out, that's cool. Definitely have your village of strong black men to support you. But also, if you notice it is getting out of hand, I would suggest y'all need to go to some type of therapy. Um, and get him
Right.
a mentor. Get him a mentor and not you butting in. Like get him
Right.
somebody who's going to be that's like, listen, I'm advocating for your son. Just in case, like I said, you kick the dad out the picture, get you a strong black man, and a one that's not, you're like, oh, maybe he could be my husband. Someone that you're not even interested in, let's be honest, romantically.
That's
That's
doing the
what,
right thing though. He
yes.
can't be no hustler on the corner. You know
No,
what I mean?
no, 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 no. Don't, cause who, it was a show, The Wire, and I forgot old boy's mom. I forgot who it was. Was it her?
Naaman's mom.
Yes. Yes. Don't be his mom. Don't be, go watch The Wire. Because you will have those type of women who's like, oh, why don't you be like the local drug lord? And then you're gonna try to have him mentor your son? Honey, no.
Right, and Naaman wasn't even about that life.
He really was.
His daddy was the hardest thing in the street, and then he just the little nigga with the curly hair. Like,
Yeah. So don't be that. Don't be that mom. Don't be that mom. Oh, we had to throw our jokes in there.
right. I mean, but let's talk about the girls though. The girls who grow up in these environments,
Yes.
because girls are taught to be self-sufficient. Your mothers raise their daughters to be independent. But see, when she gets like 12, that's when some things might start changing.
Yeah, because she's
And,
feeling herself. Mm-hmm.
right. And then those mid to late teen years, if a mother is still young, a lot of the times that daughter becomes competition.
Oh yeah. Yes, honey. They become competition. Also too, the mom might be in the closet trying to rock the rainbow outfit that she got her 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And then the 16-year-old, she's still developing, and then the mom's looking like, hold up, I don't have you, let's say at 16, so the mom's what, like 32.
Yeah.
So they kind of, and I know this sounds they kind of going after the same dude.
Yeah, that's actually a thing, you
Yes.
know, because like the mom, she's like, well, she out the way, she can cook, she can clean, she does her own laundry, so I don't got to worry about her. Let me bring my man in the house. And then the man start looking at the daughter. I'm not saying this is all the time. This is just like in certain situations from, what I've heard from other people. Man starts looking at the daughter, and then the daughter got to get kicked out the house at 16.
Right. And you see a lot of that more than you see the boys getting kicked out. So you see more of the boys getting coddled, the daughters getting kicked out at 15, 16, 17.
But let's talk about this though. The girls are raised to be independent, where the boys are raised to be dependents.
Yes, yes, for the people in the back, honey. Yes. So let's go there. Majority of women that I know that's in my tribe, everybody's mama said, you gotta be independent, self-sufficient, take care of
Yep,
yourself. I have no
yep.
problem with that. I believe you should have your own money as a woman because you never know what's gonna happen. But they're not preaching the same message to the sons.
No, because, a lot of them, they lie to themselves. Well, it's not really a lie, but it's a response to this. Excuse me, they say, oh, well, the world is so hard on black men. I just want my son to, be in the house and be safe, quote unquote. But while doing that, you're crippling him.
Yes, you're definitely crippling him because, like we said before, then he's gonna go out and seek a woman who's what, independent, self-sufficient. What's my man? Boosie said she got her own house, she got her own car, work 2 jobs, and he's an able-bodied man, and I have a big problem with that. He's an able-bodied man, been home all day. Then he gonna be looking at you as you don't work the 2 jobs or whatever, and like, what's for dinner?
Right. And, see, girls at 12 and 13 years old, your mama gives you the money order and you go down and pay the cable and you pay in the city, the gas, the internet. You going down and you doing that stuff at 12 years old as a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And
I
then,
was.
right, because you know what? Because your parent trusts you to do that because you was responsible, still is responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the boys, they're like, oh, we're gonna, and especially if they have a sister, Lord have mercy. Well, we gonna let your sister do all that because you've been playing football all day, and you're gonna be our future NFL star. So we gotta make you, you gotta rest up and just slave away the sister. And you see that,
Ooh, let's talk about that. A
and
lot
I
of
see that.
these,
That makes me very upset.
my son is my king, Ultima driving females. Uh, what?
You up next? Go
It's
ahead.
the my son is my king, the Fantasia cut, Ultima driving, big person, pedal push your pants at the football game. Women be the ones sitting up here banking on their son to make it to the NFL, but how they gonna make it to the NFL if y'all can't even let their male coach tell them what to do?
Yes. So let's talk about that because I see a lot of that, especially where I live at. Because I go to local high school games here, who you see single moms, like you said, pushing the ultimates. Um, and they over there either they trying to get with the coach. Let's keep
Yes.
it real. They trying to get with the coach because they know the coach is, oh, he's a good dude. Wow, you don't got a wife. Let me slide up in there, and or you don't be yelling at my son like that. That's my king. He's going to be the next LeBron James. And you over there like, hold on. Why you at practice? Why you here at practice? I'm like, if this man is providing discipline and he's not cussing out your son, not abusing him, he's coming out of his own pocket, let's say for equipment that you can't buy, because that happens too.
Yeah.
He's teaching him life skills, how to be a gentleman. And here you come being a helicopter parent. Why you yelling at my son? Why you got him running laps? And even though he's hydrated, he don't supposed to do that. He don't have to do all those things. I'm taking him off the team. Well, how are you going to help him develop to be a man, and you can't even let an older black man who, is, let's say he's a pillar of the community, like he does dope things, even say a word to him?
Right. Like, come on now. Like, you gotta let go. You gotta let these boys be men. Learn how to be
Yes.
men from men. If not, we gonna have another generation of young black men acting like women on the internet.
Exactly, exactly. I'm gonna give y'all this story real quick. I was on a flight and I had met this black dude, real dope guy, in his 40s, and he was telling me all the stuff he doing. He's like, "Oh yeah, I coach, youth football and baseball." I said, "Oh, that's dope." And so he was telling me how many of the single moms just throw the panties at him because he's single, he does a great job, with pretty much coaching these young men, and be calling him like, "Oh, coach such and such, I need you to fix my light." Let's say turning the replacing the light bulb. And then
Really?
he had said one time to a single mom, like, "You got old boy, the boy, the girl, the mom's boyfriend was just chilling." He said, "Why can't you get your man to do it?" "Oh, because he don't got time." But you got two, jobs. He's at home all day. He can't change out the light bulb, but you want this man to do it. So stuff
Good
like that.
Lord.
Yeah, when he was telling me his stories, I'm like, really? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I can have any other women I want, but that's also a conflict of interest because how is the son going to look at him like, oh, you're supposed to be my role model, but you hitting my mother?
Right. And a lot of women, I've seen that, even when I was, playing sports, growing up, you would see, women on, like throwing the panties at the boys coach.
Yes, yes,
That was a
exactly.
thing. And it's like, being that young, you don't really understand what's going on, but you understand that it's something.
Yeah, it's something that's not right. And, it's vice versa too. Let's say girls, because I had male coaches playing ball.
Yeah,
And you got the single moms, and you see your teammate's mom trying to hit on your coach. You're like, what?
that's true. That's a thing too.
And so that all around is a conflict of interest. Yes, you may think this person, is a dope person, which they are, but you should have a boundary. You should be like, you know what? I'm not going to date my child's coach. Now, if they move on, y'all still single, and this child, let's say, is an adult, if it's still panning out, okay, maybe. But when that child is still playing under the tutelage of that coach, I think you need to go ahead and just leave it alone.
Yeah, that's that's really thirsty behavior. I couldn't think of another word to describe that.
Right. It is thirsty behavior because, we always hear all the time, well, there's no good men out here. All these dudes are single. But that doesn't mean for you to get with any and everybody. And that includes your son's coach. Just because old boy look good, he's coaching your son and you think you can, just have an easy way in there, you may be ruining all type of relationships. So I would say definitely have a boundary with that.
Look, as a parent, you're not supposed to cross boundaries with anybody like your child's teacher, your child's coach, your child's mentor. Certain relationships should just never happen.
Right, exactly. And I think it should, be explained from the beginning. Um, cause let's talk about this, cause some men are just like, oh, they thirsty too. Oh, I look good. I'm a former NFL player. I'm just doing it for the kids, and they be thirsty trying to get with the
That's
trying to
true.
get with the mom. So I think that should be like a conversation at orientation. They should have an orientation for parents and say, look, this is the responsibilities. We're here to support the child, not you getting with me. I'm getting with you. That should be hashed out in the beginning, and then also bring everybody in together and have a reminder. And each time when someone try to get with you, you have to just constantly put them in their place because people will try you all the time.
Can you just say that one more time? Like, just no fraternization.
No fraternization with your child's mentor, teacher. coach. Who else did we leave out? Principal.
Oh, is that a thing?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh
It's
God.
okay. Let's say this. Okay, let's talk about that. With the principal holds the power and the control of the school. Your son, okay, your black son is on the verge of, let's say, getting kicked out of school. He's in school suspension. He may have ADHD. And here you go, try to slide on him and get with the principal. He's young, he looking good. You're like, okay. And then you cross the boundaries. Then that principal, guess what? If he do cross the boundaries, he gonna lose his job.
Right.
So we have to really, it's self-discipline, right? We need to be very self-disciplined, self-controlled, and just figure out, okay, if I want to date, these are the people that I shouldn't date.
Oof. Isn't there like some kind of morals clause in teacher contracts?
I hope so, but look at all these teachers be getting it in with the students.
Oof. You right.
So, like I mean, what we're saying, it sounds like, critical thinking. It sounds common sense, but we all know the cliche, common sense is not common to everyone. And you would
Right.
think like, gee, that's if that person, that professional person is in my child's life, our goal. So think of it as a co-parenting situation where like, making sure that this child, the village is making sure that this child is going to be healthy all the way around, because then if they seeing the teacher going with your mother, they're gonna be like, well, damn, maybe I can do that down the line. So we have to be very mindful of the examples we're putting out there.
Right, and it's like some of these women are just like having this revolving door of men in and out of their sons' lives. Like, not everybody that you date needs to meet your child.
Exactly, exactly. And let's go there. I remember when I first dated my ex fiance, and I'm putting myself out there. I don't mind. And we was like year two before I met his son.
Right.
And that was a big that was a big controversy as it is, because my ex stepson, because I still consider him like my stepson, mom was not having that. Now mind you, she had tons of boyfriends, but I was okay on her end. And I'm like, okay, it's okay on your end that they can come to the birthday party, but I can't come, but I'm sending gifts. Because I'm like, yo, if and this is at the time, we're like serious, like, all right, we may lead to marriage. I have to meet your son. I need to meet you. She refused to meet me. And for those who are dating anyone with a child, and y'all serious, you need to meet the other parent.
If
You
they're
need
around.
Right, exactly. So going back to what I was saying, but she had tons of boyfriends. And we was like, yo, let's figure out a co-parenting plan. Like, girl, I'm in my 20s, y'all, talking about a co-parenting plan. I'm like, we need
Right.
to learn how to co-parent, because we don't care what you're doing. We got to make sure that this dude is okay. Like, I'm good. I was working for the state of Alabama, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to hurt your child, because I will be losing all my livelihood. So, we need to have a plan in place if you do date someone with a child. And don't have it one sided that you can date all these dudes or these chicks, bring them around your kid, and your kid's like, oh, so if mom and dad's doing that, so when I become their age, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Oof, girl. And see, a lot of the times, like in those situations when you have like a child in a no longer romantic relationship, one person moves on while the other person is bitter.
Yes, yes. And I cannot stand that. I personally have a big issue with that, because it's like, why are you bitter? If this person moved on with their life, you need to move on with yours too, because you're only hurting yourself and you're hurting your child. And like we said earlier, you're not just preparing your child just to be your child. They have to go out into this world. They may fall in love. They may be in a serious relationship, and that may lead to, let's say, marriage, whatever the case is. Then that person that they're married to, here you come, bitter Betty. Now the let's say your son-in-law, your in-laws, like, or your daughter-in-law's like, oh Lord, I gotta find somewhere to escape to. because you making their life for real. I have to find somewhere to escape because you're making their life a living hell, and then the poor spouse is like, damn, I thought you got over dad.
No, it's okay because I sympathize, sympathize and empathize with you on that.
And you're like, and then when you try to have a conversation, because I've been in this situation before, you try to have a conversation to amend things. Now, it shouldn't take your in-law to try to be like, yo, why you feel this way? And it shouldn't take that, it shouldn't go that far because then we're enmeshing in each other's business. And so work that out. Like work that out. If you don't want to date, if you need some time to heal, you need to go to therapy. You need to do what's that? What's that movie? Eat, Pray, Love. Whatever you want to do, then you need to do that. And then you know what? Also to apologize to your child, because I can imagine growing up in a better household and you just bringing all type of drama to your child. I can imagine how that child feels.
That's another show topic. Apologizing to your child.
Because this is the thing. A lot of parents feel that they're too big to apologize to their child. It's a lot of apologies needs to be handed out.
Right, and you know what? That's a thing in the black community. I'm not saying that, traumatizing your child or doing something that, really hurts your child is, owned by the black community because the white community, Asian, Hispanic, whoever else, everybody, parents gives them some sort of baggage, but, other cultures send their child to therapy to help unpack it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the black community, we'll buy our kid a PlayStation. I just yelled at you for 45 minutes for something that you technically have no control over, and you're in a very, vulnerable state, and, yeah, I messed up. Here's a PlayStation.
Right. Cause you also too you're reinforcing bad behavior.
Yeah.
And also too, here's a PlayStation. So every time so now I'm conditioned. I act up, mom dupes, pop's gonna give me whatever I want. Then you're raising thinkless children.
Yeah.
And then you're raising children, you're teaching them, oh, I don't gotta apologize to anybody. And that is a hard life to deal with. Because we all have to apologize to someone.
Yeah.
And yes, some of us are very stubborn and feel like, oh, I'm not wrong. And those are the wrong, oh Lord, those are dangerous people. Because some of us, we got to get humble quick and have to be dishing out some apologies. Now, whether that person on the other end accepted, that's on them. But you did your job by saying, hey, yo, I apologize if I hurt your feelings, whatever the case is. And I hear people all the time like, oh, I don't forgive nobody. You be like, damn. And they're just straight ruthless.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't it? That's why they're better too. Think of a person that's like, I don't apologize for nothing. I'm just straight not forgiving anybody and not even self forgiveness. They're the most miserable person you can think of.
Right, but you gotta think, where did that behavior come from? Where did they learn that? That's probably something from their grandfather, their grandmother, their mother, something like that. You ever just
Exactly.
you ever just meet a family full of miserable people?
Yes, and I get far away from their ass. Because I know that. Folks who's miserable, folks who's messy, folks who are just drama filled. When I detect that energy by because I don't need that in my life. I got my own issues I gotta deal with. And it's not being what's the word, selfish. I'm just not taking on y'all shit. I'm not. I don't care if you a family member, I don't care if you an in-law. I'm gonna feed you with the longest hand and spoon ever.
Right. But people don't understand that.
No, they don't understand that. They don't at all. Yeah, and then let's talk about this too. Since we're on the topic of this whole thing of generation of fatherless children.
All right, let's do it.
You hear, well, I know I have heard, and I remember one of my classmates told me this, and I was like, damn. She was like, whoa, Dre, everybody can't be married like you. My mama was a single mother. My grandmother was a single mother. Now I'm a single mother. We don't need no man.
Huh.
And I remember, I mean, she cut me, y'all. Like, she cut me deep. And I was like, okay, but why are you on social media always dogging out your baby's father? And you
Mm-mm.
bitter as hell. And she was bitter. She was bitter when we was in middle school. I'm like, honey, you need some therapy. And like, her mom was the type that will come up there and will cuss her out. So going back to traumatized,
Oh my
will
goodness.
come up to the school, cuss her out, and we live like two. I know we live like two streets over, and I'd be like, I'm glad I don't got your mama. Come
Jeez.
on the bus and whoop her.
Are you
Traumatize her.
serious?
Yes, girl will come on the bus and whoop her. But yeah, you're gonna and still bitter. And now she's even bitter as an adult. See that transformation from bitter adolescent to adulthood, that's scary. And now you're raising a black boy.
Ooh.
Then you have to hear, well, he looked just like his father. He may not be shit. He got that Spanish blood in him mixed with that Caribbean blood in him. And he definitely gonna have an attitude. But my son's my kid. My son's gonna make it in the what is it, the MLB, Major League Baseball. He's only 2. He's only 2 years old.
Me too. And he already an MLB star.
But then the same breath, oh, he got an attitude just like his dad. He ain't shit. So this is the problem I have of generational brokenness. Because we have that and we don't have that discussion. It's so many, and now I'm seeing a shift. We got generational who's becoming motherless because we got the drug epidemic.
Yeah.
We have who moms are like, I'm out here trying to be city girls, Meg the Stallion, whoever these chicks are, and just like, yo, it's your turn to take care of these kids. I have seen this, and I'm like, yo, that is scary. You barely see like moms neglect their children and let the dad take care of them, but I'm starting to see a shift of that.
Can we talk about these remedial whores, the city girls?
And one of them's in jail, and one of them's about to be someone's mama.
I'm like, what are they telling young women besides to only sleep with a man if he got money to take his credit card from when he sleep for afterwards?
And that's what I'm saying. It's a generation of brokenness. And then, you know what? It's okay to have, because then when the chick said she had like 80 bodies by the time she was in sixth grade.
Girl,
Yeah.
she don't love herself.
I
Yeah,
had
because she
80
was like,
bodies
she
by
was
sixth
like,
grade.
nah, she was like, I was 15. I think I was in third grade. Because he was like 17 in the fifth. I was like, what?
And where's your parent
No, forget that. Where are the other children's parents?
at? Right. Where's y'all parents at? Because that's like, I'm like, what? Because that's just so unheard for me. But y'all come cuss me out. That's just unheard of because I'm like, someone need to step in and do an intervention on all y'all parents and you.
Because I want to know, like, because if I was taking my hypothetical child to the third grade and I see a 15-year-old walking up into the classroom and I'm like, okay, this might be a little, job shadowing type thing, trying to be a little teacher's aide. But then you see this girl sit at a table because she can't fit in the desk no more.
Right.
You see her sit at a table and like pulling her little notebook out of her backpack, and I'm just like, come on,
Exactly. Exactly.
homeschool.
That yeah, exactly. You need to go ahead and just homeschool that child because they have been kept back too doggone much. And you just need to go ahead and take that L with whatever public school, charter school, private school they in. Take the L and homeschool them. But these are the folks who are promoting more brokenness, who's promoting more bitterness.
You ain't lying.
And people like I see people be like, oh, I had to Google what's the chick's name, Meg the Stallion, because
Yeah.
I see professional black women who also some of them are single moms twerking. I mean, like did like a whole live, and I'm like, what? And then they're like, "Oh, Dre, you lame. You don't know who that is." I sure don't. And I work with college students, and they didn't say, "Hey, Miss Dre, did you?" Because we talk about hip hop. They didn't say nothing to me about it, unless they said, "We know she ain't gonna listen to them." I had to do the Googles and listen to a song called "Freak Hole" or something. What? No, big old freak. And I was like, what? I listened to like a bar. And we know a bar is very short. I said, no, bye.
I just googled it. Young Miami in the City Girls was 13 in the third grade, and her boyfriend was a 15-year-old fifth grader.
Why?
I mean, that is generations upon, if that, for that situation to happen, that is generations and generations of hood rat behavior.
It is. And who's gonna break it?
Not Young Miami, apparently, but
I don't know if that's the one that's in jail or that's
what's she in
pregnant.
jail for?
Well, one of them I think is in jail for check fraud.
Well, yeah, because all her songs tell on herself.
I'm like, yo, and the sad thing about it is the ones who's my son is my king and my daughter got to get out at 16. These are the ones who's going to the concerts.
You right.
And these are the ones who's promoting this shit. Cause I was at like a get together. One of my college homegirls had it. And this chick was like, yeah. And I was like, oh God. I was like, this shit. Cause just because you got a degree doesn't mean you are exempt from being a hood rat. You
Yeah.
could be a hood rat and have a degree. And this
Yeah.
chick was a straight up hood rat behavior. Then she was talking about, yeah, it's the summertime. I'm gonna be twerking the. I'm like, what? And you teaching somebody's child, not saying you gotta be prim and proper. Trust me, I'm not prim and proper. We be dropping all type of swears on here. But I'm like, and you sitting up here saying you're gonna be rolling the blunt. This is what she said, y'all. She gonna be twerking and she gonna be having her 52-inch, I don't know how long is that, bundles, twerking to city girls. I don't know what concert she going to because if they in jail and pregnant.
And
But this is one
then
thing.
I'm just glad that that old Bodega rat Cardi B is like falling to the wayside.
Didn't she have to stop her performance or something because her butt was leaking?
Yeah, yeah, that's a problem of hers.
So let's talk about that real quick. Is once again it's a cycle of brokenness. So whatever the situation she got with Offset, it's not gonna last long. Then she gonna be on this whole wavelength. I'm a single mother. Look at me. I have my daughter. I did it. Y'all can do it too. Because I could see that heading that way.
Mm.
And and women gonna be like, oh, you don't tell me what to do. Cardi's telling me that I can be a rapper, I could be a lawyer, and raise my kids to be healthy citizens.
It don't work like that.
It don't work that way. It don't work that way. And like that's like I said, that's all I'm seeing. It's just a whole bunch of generation. This generation, I sound like an old person. Of brokenness because we're seeing so many single parents at a high alarming rate that's trying to, trying to hold on by a thread, trying to, live their best life because, let's say they start having kids at 14, cussing out their kids. The kids are cussing out. I'm seeing so many teachers leaving the education field because they're seeing so many students are just like ridiculously behind. Not being, and this is not black respectability. This is like facts. So
Yeah.
many students being behind. The parents want to come up there, fight them. The parents come up there embarrassing the children. Then they be like, "Well, where's the dad?" Oh, you don't need to know anything about the dad. And ladies, let me tell y'all something real quick. Stop protecting these able-bodied niggas. I have to say it.
Please.
Stop protecting them because they have a responsibility to take care of that child. You should not have to be carrying the burden of taking care of this child or two or three, and then you taking him back, then you leaving him, then you taking him back. If he don't have a job or some type of suitable income to provide for your child, leave old boy alone. Don't be trying to keep calling him. You're not his mom. You're not his mother.
Yeah.
And same
It,
for the dudes too.
yeah.
For the dudes, if you know your baby mother is out here trying to be city girl, Meg the Stallion, and she ain't on her responsibility, you need to go ahead and show that tough love because they're not going to grow. You're going to keep enabling brokenness.
Yeah, and just think about it. Like, is this what we want to continue? Because, see, the music, that helps you remember the times. You hear a certain song, that's what you were, going to the function to in high school. That's what, you rode around listening to. But like, if you're letting your toddlers listen to this, like, what are they gonna grow up to do?
Hmm.
Cause I
Right.
saw I saw a video on my social media earlier this week. It was this girl couldn't have been 3 years old, and she had her mama's wig on her head, and she was twerking the city girls.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this is what you teach your child?
Yep. Yep. And we're going to see more of
Like,
it. We're going to see more of it. I mean, like, I see it all the time just by working, like I said, with the youth. I see it all the time in my community. Then on the flip side, you see the ones that's like, you could tell their parents did a good job, real mannerable, show respect, honorable. And you're like, oh, wow, your parents did a good job. But, we have those kids that's like, man, I don't know what the future's going to hold for the next generation because the parents are out here trying to be their friends.
right. I know this girl. We went to high school together, and she smokes weed with her son because she'd rather him in the house smoking weed than out in the street.
That excuse is so old. That excuse is mad old.
I know. I know.
And the
Like,
way that they criminalizing marijuana,
for
and he's
black
a
people.
black, thank you
For black
for black,
people.
exactly, let's you're right, for black people. And let's say he go out and he's under the influence, that's gonna be on your conscience if something
Hmm.
happens to him. But yet that's our king though.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, we got a lot of work to do. I know we say it all the time, but we have a lot of work to do. But folks don't want you saying nothing to their kids neither. If I can't say nothing to your kid, I'm not watching them. Not watching your child because it's not about to rip my house down.
Crawling on the curtain.
Right. And then try to cuss you out. We're not having that. And you
And they
see
think
so
it's
many
cute.
they think it's cute. That is not cute because they will be out here about to body you next. No, that's not cute. You need to check them. And that's why you can't be like, well, that's my king or that's my queen or that's my little princess. You can't say nothing to them. Child, you better check them immediately. I have a cousin. She is about to be 3 years old. She is bad as F. I would never babysit her.
Are you serious?
She slapped my other cousin. This is my Yeah, she slapped my other cousin in the face. She straight slapped his glasses off.
Mm.
And mind you, she's gonna be 3 years old. And I had looked at my cousin like, don't you ever think I'm gonna babysit this little child.
Oh wow.
And get an attitude, cause these kids be getting an attitude. And like my mom was talking to her straight, and my mother said, "Something, don't do that." Straight turned her back on my mother and crossed her arms like, you don't talk to me like that.
You
I
gotta
said,
break that
honey,
stallion.
thank you. And I said, yes, exactly. I said, honey, you don't ever have to worry about me babysitting your child. And but yeah, she's a princess. She's this. No, you need to discipline her. You need to talk to her and be like, you don't do that, especially when the elder is talking to you. You don't hit people and think that's cute.
Oof.
And
You
then
right.
it's a product of brokenness because my little cousin is broken because it didn't work out with the child's father.
Oh. Okay, it makes sense now.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like you need to work on that. And also too, I know it's hard, but you also need to work on disciplining your child. So we see that too. We see, well, I'm gonna let this child be a free child, be a wild child, because that's a new thing people are letting their kids be. And but no, you still need to instill discipline because you feel like, well, I'm gonna let this child be who they are because
Look,
I'm mad at the daddy, I'm mad at the mama. No.
look. When it comes to that whole, everybody trying to raise these free black children, quote unquote, you're not Will and Jada.
Oh Lord.
They live out in Hollywood, and they got the money to let their children go out and be weirdos and freaks. I mean, I mean,
Yes.
let's be real.
Exactly. And then you have what's her name? Willow. Yes. Yes. That happened. You ever watched the Red Table? That's all she be
Girl, I,
saying.
I
Yes.
cannot. I can't bring myself to watch that foolishness. I saw they had that old cuckoo cracker Jane Elliott up there. I am a faded black person. Girl, you a
Oh,
you a
we got
creature from the caucus. Shut up.
we gotta do an episode on that. We gotta do an episode on that. Yeah, yeah, exactly what you said. A lot of people are tapping into I want my child to be like you said, this free black child running in the wild, for what they call it, self-forming dreads, excuse me, not dreads, locks. But
Mhm.
you do not have the notoriety or the accessibility, right? To whiteness.
Mhm.
They do.
They purchased their way into white society.
Exactly. And then you want to name your kids all these whatever names and be like, oh,
Astronaut, rainbow,
you
high
want to,
kick.
right. And be like, yeah, I'm gonna raise my kids like how Jay-Z and Beyonce's raised their kids, and Will and Jada, but they have accessibility that you would never see. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's the thing, and you're not gonna raise your kids like you don't even. You know what? Well, no, I'll take that back because I was gonna say, wait, what's his name? Dwayne Wade. Because even they're on this whole tip, like, let our son be what he wants. And see, they can do that because they have accessibility, like I said. They are so out of touch with sometimes Black community and our issues that we're going through every day. They feel like, oh, I'm going to send my kid to this $40,000, $50,000 school. And guess who's all there?
Chad and Billy and Maisie and Buffy and everybody like that.
Yeah, so they have that accessibility to raise their quote unquote child to be what they call it, non-gender binary, gender fluid, all these terms I can't think of at the moment. You don't have that. So you
You
need
hitting that on the head.
I can't, so you have to like really bring your child in and like we say, find a village that's going to support you in raising your child and make sure that you're not trying to be creeping with one of the village members and have that, that whole, conflict of interest. So
Right.
yes, did we touch on everything?
Yeah, we did.
I know folks gonna be like, Lord have mercy.
Right. Oof.
So
It
so
is.
what's your last words?
Make sure that everything that you're doing for your child, you're doing it for them, not to them, and that you're doing it for their benefit.
Mm, nice. Nice. Awesome. I like that. My last words of wisdom, co-parenting works long as two mature adults are willing to come to the table and the focus, the goal, and the attention is for raising a healthy black child. And just have, honest conversations. If you're not mature enough to do it, find a mediator within your family who is mature. Um, Before your child will be going to DCF custody. Just being honest. And we don't need no more black children in the foster care system. It's already crazy and dysfunctional. So that's my words of wisdom.
All right, man. So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And I do want to give a big shout out to TDR Radio Network. Make sure that you guys are checking out our network family because every show is amazing.
Yeah, so make sure you check them out. Don't forget to like, listen, share, subscribe to the Urban Social Scientist. We are on Facebook. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud. And thank you guys so much for rocking with us. We're growing, and I'm just so excited.
I'm excited too, man. You know what? Just because you guys are listening, that's giving us more motivation to keep doing this. So thank you guys very much.
Yes, thank you. So until next time,
All
peace.
right. Later days.